last one we had on Fifth Street. Some guy said that, I don't think he lived on Fifth Street, that we should be notifying them more because of the water main breaks that we're having, because he's on dialysis. Well, we don't shut our water mains off unless we absolutely have to.
Right.
Fix them live, but we don't have to issue a boil order. But that was interesting.
And that's an interesting request too, I guess, for a medical situation like that. The guy did have it. There's probably a way to let him know.
Well, but who, unless you know about it, you
Well,
don't
yeah,
know.
they have to come
First I
and,
knew about this guy, I really don't even know his address, because he did say it, is he's got a medical issue.
well, that don't, yeah, we all got
No
medical.
one that I know has anything going on is the DaVita that does dialysis work over there by McDonald's. They
Right.
send me a letter every year, so I know that they have that, but they
Mm-hmm.
have their own steps that they have to follow to protect the water too. It's not, they don't rely on just the, Washington, they have to have their own little small treatment thing in their building.
Treatment waters.
But they let me know, but these residential people, I guess we could send a questionnaire out, but then you're invading in their, what's that called, HIPAA or whatever it is? You
Oh.
just deal with it. All
We're
righty.
on, and are you ready, Teresa?
Yes.
Well, we'll just get this party started. Begin the City of Washington Board of Public Works meeting Tuesday, January 23rd, 7:30 a.m. Roll call, please.
John Bittmeyer,
Here?
Brad Mitchell,
Here.
Mike Radetick,
Here.
Steve Richardson, Mike Coulter,
Here.
Chad Briggs, Steve Struberg.
Here.
Thank you. Let's rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. Approval of the minutes, comments, changes, motion.
Motion. Second.
Motion and second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes approved, thank you very much. I don't know, do you have any priority items you'd like to mention to us, Kevin?
No priority items,
Okay.
nothing that's hit the door real
Nothing
hard,
out of-
so.
Nothing out of the usual, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, that's a good thing.
Winter time, that's,
That's a good thing. So let's talk about wastewater, anything new? I know we don't have any bills particularly that I saw, so.
no, the only thing I've got, and I just can't remember if I talked to you guys about it or not, was we did have, last month, we did have a, inspection from DNR for our industrial monitoring that we
Yeah.
have to do.
Yeah,
And this is the first year since I've been with the city for almost 24 years that we have had absolutely no non-compliances on our inspection for our industrial monitoring.
wow.
I have to take my hat off and thank Todd Blanc for that. He is the guy that I hired from the Department of Natural
yeah, that's
Resources.
right.
That was the coordinator, so what better person to have on your payroll?
All right,
So
that's,
it's the first year, which is really a big thing, because there's a lot to industrial reporting, a lot of regulating, a lot of things that go on that if you don't do it right, you get non-compliances, so.
he's in the right job at the right
He's
time.
he's doing the right thing for us, so. Now, there's a lot of changes going on with industrial monitoring. He's going through every permit and making sure that we have everything exactly the way it is, so there's some things changing out in the industry that, the industries have to deal with, but we have to regulate them, and that's just the way it goes, so.
Right.
Frikes is one of them. They're on a administrative order, due to their, excessive, BODs and things that are going on and stuff, but they're working on it, so we're working with them, but, that's the biggest thing we've had to do since I've been here is, it's the first administrative order we had to issue, but if we don't do things like that, then we as a city get in trouble by EPA and DNR, so.
Right.
We got regulations we have to follow, so. But anyway, it's all good.
Good to hear, thanks. Water, we have a bill from Flynn.
Yes, this is for well 6. This is the one that I had Nanny come in, and he was trying to explain what they do when they mega motor, and we find out that the resistance is 0, and it motor really shouldn't be running at 0. So we went ahead and pulled it. It's in the budget, so I figured it was best to pull it and get a new motor put in there now as to wait until August and let it just go out when we really need the motor, and then they're off doing all their stuff and we're waiting for a repair. So it's just a repair to keep it running so we don't have a failure during the summer. So it's something we knew was wrong, so why let it run until it just breaks? Kind of, so that's usually what we do, is we let them run until they just quit running well.
Yeah,
You gotta kind of get out of that mindset, I
gotta
think.
get ahead of it sometime. How many pumps would you say, or what's the frequency of replacing a pump? We
They,
don't replace one a year, do we, out of the,
no, last year I don't think we replaced any. Year before last, we replaced 2. This year, we replaced 1. So it kind of varies. Submersible motors now are designed, per se, to last 10 years.
okay,
But there's so many different variables that can happen. You know, if you get bad power, and, you know, I'm sorry, Ameren, you do give us bad power every once in a while, I can't help it. And if that sends a surge or a what they call them, brownouts, if it's a lower voltage that gets in there and something happens to that motor, it can go out. Or if it gets too much voltage and the soft starts and the equipment we have in there doesn't catch it and it gets past it, or a cable that's dropped down 500 feet into the well casing gets weak, it can send, it can actually short out to the pipe and burn them. So there's so many different things that can happen. Or a pump can get wedged, something get hung up in a pump and cause it to just literally lock up, and then the motor's trying to run, and it'll burn itself up. So they say 10 years. We have one well 4, that for whatever reason, we've had to replace that one in the last few years, so twice. So we're trying to figure out what's going on there. Everything seems to be okay. It's just Flynn Drilling thinks they're getting bad batches of motors from Hitachi. I think it was Hitachi. So they switched motor brands. So we're trying, there's different motor brands out there, so we're trying that. So it's really, you don't know unless you do like we do now, where with our maintenance agreement, that's how they call it well 6. We know we've got something going on with well 7. We've lost production. It's dropped by about 150 gallons a minute. They came out again, they was here 2 weeks ago, and checked that well out. There's nothing mechanically wrong with it. What we think is that we have a little bit of a drop in the level of the water out there, which submersible pumps work off of hydraulics. So the more water you have above the pump, the better the pump pumps, because it has to help push that water out, because you're trying to draw and push all that. So we think the water level's dropped, and that's causing it to lose its production ability. It's not a bad thing. We still got a lot of water over the pump. So rather than pull that one, we're going to wait for that one to finally go out, because we're going to probably have to change either the pump or the motor, or do some work in there to figure out what we got. But you know, that one we're just going to let it run until it just loses its production. But so that's kind of how we're watching things and seeing what's going on. So that's where that maintenance program really comes into play. They check every year. They look back on records. They actually look back on history and say this, you know. So it's
okay.
anyway. Long story as to we have to change wells anywhere from 4 to 10 years. Now, good story is we have wells 10 and 11. They were put in 2001. Still the same pumps.
That's good.
Yeah. So.
So it varies.
Yeah, well 10 is pumped almost 5 billion gallons of water. Well 11 is pumped just a little over 4 billion gallons of water. Wow. And they're still in the ground, so.
That's good. Let's keep them going.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, a bill to Flynn, from Flynn for $25,800.50.
Motion. Second.
Motion and second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Thank you. Send the bill on.
Other business.
Other business, anything?
Other business.
You ordered those cameras, I see, or
Yeah,
whatever they were.
the eye trackers, we have them in-house.
Yeah.
We're working with the company to come out. We started going down, we went down on, I guess this is a sewer thing, but it's not a big issue. We went down on the riverfront to try and find our manholes. We found some of them that are buried about 2 foot deep, so we've got material coming in to raise those. Mother Nature's not playing too good with us on doing that, but we're gonna get them raised. I've been in contact with them. They wanna come in the next couple of weeks. Well, with the weather, I don't know how it's gonna work, but anyway, we got it lined up to try and get here and get them installed and get them working, see what they do, so we do have those. I lost my train of thought. That's not good.
It left the station without you.
Did. What was I gonna talk about? Yeah. Guess it wasn't that big a deal.
All right,
I literally forgot what I was gonna
it'll
talk
come up.
Anyway.
Any other old business?
Oh, I know what it was.
Oh, here it is.
I remembered. Mary Sprung is no longer with us. She put her
No.
resignation in on January 11th.
No.
Yeah, so we don't have a financial director right now. So with that being said, she will not be coming here to discuss the budget with us, the reports. So whenever the new person gets here and gets their feet running and hitting the ground and get everything lined up, I will start that process again.
Once a new person comes in and can figure out what all that means.
Yeah,
Okay.
can figure all that
Well, that'll
out.
be a good
I want to let you
learning
know, so that's now been put on the very important back burner.
Yeah, that's fine, that's fine.
So, anyway, that's,
Okay. Well, thanks for that information. Anybody else got anything? Oh, wow.
oh, and
is
I've got TJ here from Cochrane.
TJ,
If-
welcome.
If you have any questions about the tank, this is the man. The tank is just there. We're
It's
still
just
in,
there,
we're
it
still in
looks
wait.
good, yeah.
I mean, there's nothing more to say than I said last month. We're still waiting. It's still on course. It's still planned to be here in April and finish it by June. So that's where we sit.
That's good. All right.
Just a big tin can sitting out there right
Tin
now.
can, right, yeah,
But once it's online and everything.
it went up.
You know, I was looking, it's kind of interesting. You can actually, I didn't think you could, but you can actually see that tank from 47 to 100. Yeah.
When it gets painted, it'll probably
It'll
be
even
easier
stand
to
out
see.
even more,
Yeah.
yeah. So I was like, huh.
I was kind of looking for it last time, but I couldn't see it from a distance.
Yeah, it's, once it gets painted, you'll really be able to see it, but
Yeah.
yeah, so, anyway,
All right. Well,
that's about it.
if nobody's got anything else, I guess we'll take a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.